Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I am Jeremy. Thanks for watching the channel. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Really helps me out, and then that way, if you guys click that little notification on top of it, anytime I upload new content, you'll be the first to know. So what we're going to talk about today, alright, it's pretty important to your boating success. Pretty important because A, if you don't maintain these, your boat ain't getting in the water, and B, if you don't maintain them, wherever your boat's parked, it ain't leaving. And you don't want to be stranded on the side of the highway or side of the road and go, oh, I should have done this. So today what we're going to look at is bearings on your boat trailer. Alright, so now why are we going to look at bearings today? For one, you need to replace them every now and again. Number two, you need to make sure they're still functional. So my synopsis of what happened was I was out on the lake. I backed the boat in, we're good. Pulled the boat back up, I was done fishing. Got the boat on the trailer, and I noticed a brown liquid coming out of my trailer cap, or where the hub cap for the trailer is for the bearings. And I was like, well, that looks a little odd, so I just kind of grabbed it with my hand. It popped right off, and all this brown, goopy grease, full of water, was inside there. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't supposed to have happened, and with all the grease on the outside, it looks like it's leaking out of the races. So, with that in tune, I don't know how old these bearings are. They were on it when I bought the trailer. I just haven't changed them. They're probably ready to be changed, and today we're going to look at that. Alright, tools we're going to need. Going to need a pry bar, and that's going to be to get the cap off the actual hub. Needle nose pliers, you're going to have to pull out a pin to get the nut that holds the hub on. You have to use a hammer, a wooden dowel, something that's a soft edge, and that's to knock the bearings out, if that's the route you want to go. Like I said, there's two ways to do this. Okay. What you will also need, impact wrench. I'm using a 13/16 bit. Your lug nuts might differ. For this one, this is a 5 lug nut pattern, so I'm going to be using the 13/16. You will also need a jack and a jack stand. Now, I recommend doing this one tire at a time. For my purposes, though, I'm going to be go ahead and taking them off of both tires at a time. Not that big of a deal. Just make sure that on this trailer, it's got a trailer jack on the front of it with the wheel. Chalk those wheels or brick them, so that way as you're raising it up that it can't roll out. But I think that's it. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to do here is we're going to just loosen these up while we have weight on the tire. As you see, I've got a jack stand ready to go, or jack there ready to go. Kind of set that underneath there. Should be. I'm just going to set that to the side. Okay. So, a couple different ways you can do this. Normally, if you think that you have a bearing failure on the inside of your tire, there will be grease sprayed everywhere in there. Alright, so if we look on the inside here, it's pretty clean. Alright. Now on the other side, you can see a considerable amount. However, you can see something was spraying all over here, and I'm not sure what it was, but it's probably not going to hurt. And how I'm going to do this is, instead of replacing just one side, I'm going to do both. You always want to do stuff like this in pairs, okay? So now, let's just listen. That does kind of sound a little rough. Doesn't sound super smooth. You can kind of hear a little rubbing. Yeah, okay. So you really just got to give this just a little tap. See, that comes out. All right, now that should slide right off. Okay, so this is really bad because I've taken this on a couple decent length trips, and I'm surprised that this wheel was spinning. Look at this. So this bearing is stuck on here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so make sure you wear safety glasses. I'm an idiot, and I didn't, and I sprayed myself with carb cleaner in the eye, which fucking hurts. Oh my god. Man, it burns. Alright, so these bearings are shot. Okay. Like I said, there's two ways we can do this. I'm going to tell you the easy way right off the top, right? So we saw how to take them off. Okay, we got them off. We even saw how to get a stuck bearing off. Very simple. This is the easiest way to go do it. Take the measurements you need to take, okay? Whether you're measuring from your studs. So on your studs here, this is a 5-bolt pattern. You can measure from here to here, or you can measure from this to here in the middle, okay? You take this measurement. What you can also do is take a caliper and measure this internal diameter along with your diameter of your internal shaft, okay? Then from there, order brand new, pre-packed with new bearings and hubs together. But one thing I am going to do first, as you saw with the bearing that was stuck on here, I'm going to go ahead and get like a little Dremel with a sander or something, and I'm just kind of sand this smooth. There's a little bit of rust and some other corrosion on here. I want to get that smooth because if I leave that on, I'm pretty much, the bearing's just going to fail again in the same way. That's because that corrosion that's on there will just keep growing, and as soon as the metal comes onto it, it's just going to connect to it again. So you want to kind of get all of that off as clean as you can, and then I'll go ahead and I'll lubricate it to prevent the corrosion from returning. Okay. So, we've got everything here. I'm just going to go ahead and use some carb choke cleaner. We're going to spray this out real good. gonna blow that big ass spider out of these. Safety glasses. Alright, so we have to get this bearing out. And so first, you're gonna need to take this race off. Pry bar, get it in there. Okay. We got that off. Fairly simple. Bearing comes right out after then. Clean that all out. Let's take a look in there. And right now what I'm doing is I'm going to inspect the inside of this. I'm going to look for chips, metal fragments, any grinding. Alright, looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, this one looks pretty good. Set that down. Let's come over here to this one. Ooh, this one looks. Ooh, look at the inside of that. Look at that. Oh man, it stinks too. Okay. Okay, so for this one, I don't know how well you can see inside there. All right. That's bad. Okay. So here's this one. All right, and here's another one for comparison. See that? The back side of it. Clean. So this hub is still good. This one's still good. All right. There's a couple things that I can do. I'm going to go ahead and try one of them. Well, we know what number one is. Just replace it. And at that point, if you're replacing the one, just replace the other one. All right. The other thing I can do is I'm going to take that Dremel, get the little sanding wheel on there, and see if I can sand that rust off. If I can get it off, get it real good and clean again, we might be okay. No big deal. If not so much, the hub itself is shot. There's nothing I can do. So let's do that. On the inside here, I got to knock on the inside this ring. I got to knock this ring out on the front and back here. Almost done. Ah! Okay, so we've got the bearings out, we got the inner, outer races out. I went ahead and I sanded on the inside of that because of that one bearing that was kind of froze in there. It was even hard to knock out. So that way I kind of got any burrs, any other corrosion that might have been kind of keeping that from sliding out. Makes it nice and smooth. What I'm going to do now is that I went ahead and I've got marine grease. Okay, this is specifically for packing bearings and bearings in general. Oh, yum yum. So I'm going to take a little bit of this grease, okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lube the inside of the hubs. Take a little bit of this grease, put it up in here, okay. And how these want to go in is you want the flat side to go in, okay? Gonna kind of start them. You will need a piece of wood to knock these in, okay? We want to just, and packing is pretty much you're going to fill this up with grease, okay? Get these bearings all greased up real good. It's going to be messy, real messy. We're going to just, okay, so we got to get this raced down in there. So we're going to take a piece of wood. Alright, so we're going to get it seated. It's flush. I'm going to flip this one over. Okay. Do the same thing here. Kind of get it in there. Just take a hammer. It needs a little bit more persuasion. Okay. So I had to figure some stuff out. So what I have here is a piece of PVC pipe. 1 1/2 inch. And it sits right, oh, this side sits a little bit better, so it sits in there pretty good. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on this back side. Drop it in. Now on this back side, we have this cap too, okay? That is to keep it from anything entering in here. So we're going to do the same premise. Hammer it in. Okay. And then we'll just kind of seat it. Here. There we go. And it is seated. So we got it packed up. It got dirty. Yeah, about the nastiest packing job I've ever done. Smelled just about right too. All we got left now to do is just reinstall. Let me move this camera over and I'll just show you guys how simple and easy this is. This is such an easy job, okay? I have been leisurely doing this with no experience. No one's taught me how to do it. I just did it right now. It's the first time ever doing it, okay? Sun's still up, man. About to crack open the beers. Not really, because I don't drink beer. But, it's simple. Let's set up camera, let's go watch the reinstall, and let's light the tires and kick the fires. Wait, no, that's not right. Let's go to the other side of the boat. Look at that. Right on. Sweet. Okay. Okay, so that's it. All that's left now to do is to put the tires back on and get her in the water and take her out fishing. Alright, well hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And if you would, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down there. If you want to, go ahead and tap the little bell notification, and that way when I upload new content, you'll be the first to know. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Y'all have a nice Hi baby.
Whoa. What was that? What happened?
Oh. Come here. Now come here. Can't catch a break.